Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of The Morning Crow. This July 17th, 2015.
Love it.
Cue that sound effect, Gary.
Oh, Jay.
Oh, okay. Everyone else.
Here.
Thank
Just
you.
working out the bugs, I guess.
Well, yeah. I'm on a learning curve.
Yeah, excuse me if I have to pull it. Still getting over a cold. How's everybody doing? Today we got Bunto, Gary, Simon, and William here on the panel. Waiting for a couple others to come in.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Howdy.
Hello.
William. Well, I guess the first big news, of course, of the day is the unfortunate shooting that was happening in Tennessee. You got uh, this guy here you see on my screen. You see him there, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Went and, for those who don't know, if you're living under a rock, went over to a recruiting station and actually two recruiting stations. I think he shot at one and then drove about 30 minutes where the killings happened. Shot into a recruiting station, killed 4 Marines, injured a Navy personnel, and a police officer. They came and shot him dead after 30 minutes. Now, it apparently seems this is Mohammed Youssef Abdelaziz.
Yep.
But I think they're unsure now whether he's tied to any Islamic group. This did happen on the last day of Ramadan. Was committed to, Muslim ideals. Not sure if he's connected to ISIS or anything. I don't think at this moment. I don't know if anyone heard anything updated. Anyone? No.
You gonna go around the room?
I was just reading.
I'll give you.
Got a lot of echo.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of an echo. I'm hearing somebody. You got the echo. I think it's gone
This is
now.
me.
Check 1, 2. I think it's gone now. What's up, Alex?
What's good? What's up? You've been inviting me to this thing for a while, and I decided why not.
All right, welcome.
I was gonna do it today. Everything's good, man. Thank you. Hey, how's it going?
right.
Ronto,
Hey,
Gary,
guy.
Simon, William.
So,
What's up? What's up?
Boy.
What's up? Any thoughts on the story before I go a little bit deeper?
Can we sort out the echo first?
Is it me again? Is it?
Hello?
Probably. Yo, there we go. Go ahead.
I think it is Simon. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll go first, and I guess you can go around the room. Thing is, like, hey, we've had this before. Remember in Colleen, the crazy Mr. Hassan who went in and shot up at the deployment station, the canteen. So we've had this. There has been a precedent. The only thing is that we know that we have a radicalized element of Islam in the world. I mean, right? And we don't want, like, what do you say? Is this the avenue that a person could just, if we would have talked about this stuff 20, 30 years ago, we would have thought we were in a real fictional fantasy story, right? Some Arab guy walks into a station and blows away our guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just beyond the mind, years ago. But now,
Yeah, in a post 9/11 world.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, these guys, I asked a couple questions to the gang beforehand, like, is this guy a national? Is he born here or is he an import? And they told me he was born here, right?
Yeah, apparently
So
he was born here. Yeah.
That's troubling, right? And then the second thing that crosses my mind is, is he come from like a radicalized mosque, a mosque that's just putting out hate? against our guys or sympathy towards the ISIS people? Do we have any answers on that yet?
No.
Where's this guy coming from? That's really the
I
point.
don't know.
Because if you remember,
Yeah, I'm just going back from like last night, so I haven't really gotten any updates this morning.
I've got a question.
okay, one thing, but remember
good.
Major Hassan? I mean, this guy had so many indicators that he was a nutball. Remember, he went to like some Islamic website, asked if it was permissible for him to kill our own guys. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Heck, I believe wasn't Clinton.
Well, Obama, the Hassan guy.
Oh, I'm thinking of one much further back. Sorry.
Anyway, this
Somebody
Hassan
was-
guy, remember, he had all these indicators that he was radicalized that the army guys ignored, right? So now, is that going to be the same case here, that this guy had like a trail?
Well, actually, in this article, there's only a couple of posts that they found. One he called the prison called Dunya, referring to the temporal world. It says in it, Abdul Aziz uses the hypothetical example of a prisoner who is told he would be given a test that he would either take him out of his earthly prison or send him into a more restrictive environment. And then there's another post, because really nothing like that we see with this guy. And then here's another one. He did a post called Understanding Islam, the story of the three blind men. Felt his fellow Muslims had a certain understanding of Islam and keep a tunnel vision of what we think Islam is.
Right. Okay, just a quickie. So, like, if these guys are doing indicators, that's a good thing in a way because we know that they're nuts, right? That we could knock them out beforehand. But if,
Yeah,
like, this guy
wasn't. Yeah, there's another story. See, this guy, he wasn't even on their radar.
Okay, but I mean, a guy just coming out of nowhere, coming out of the woodwork, that's troubling. That we'd really have to figure out a way of,
What are gonna do? Follow every
Well, okay, that's a good point.
Muslim in the country.
They have this thing called honeypots. You know what a honeypot is?
I do.
Yes, a
No.
honeypot is they let a little trap, like maybe some sort of phony front Islamic radical in like some major town or all of our major towns, and see who it attracts. Right? They call that entrapment. But I can see a point.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Sounds like entrapment to me.
Yes, but still, we can see who's having these sort of thoughts on their mind. You know what I mean? So if we honeypot these guys, then we can know who's on our side and who ain't.
I'm not sure honeypotting is going to
Arm
work.
our
with them.
Marines and let them
What kind
sit
of
back.
what kind of honey?
No, I mean, we're not living in a freaking war zone. We're not living in Iraq. We're living in America. I mean,
Yeah. What kind of honey were you thinking?
we are
of
a
using?
civilized country. We're not freaking Israel. All
Hold
right?
on, but Simon, you have a little audio issue. I know you're trying to say something, coming in a little bit low.
Okay, sorry.
Hmm.
I thought I'd sorted it out. Is that any better? Oh, no, that's
No.
terrible.
No, sir. So Bunter, you think we should have one of these things in every state, or what?
Okay.
I mean, how far do you go
honeypot
with this?
Okay, the honeypot idea comes from technology, right? That they leave a little honeypot for the hacker to come in, and they know if they're being hacked because, the guy is hacking the honeypot. Like we leave a little honeypot.
It actually goes back further than computers.
Sure, but, I was just rendering an easy example for, they leave a little honeypot and they see who the hell's hacking you. That's the point of it. So if we honeypot these guys like we live like some little radical Muslim element that we know we can control, right? That we know is an FBI front, then these guys say, hey, look, I want to start getting into radical stuff, and here's a group right here in my town. I want to get into it. Then we know that they're freaking, rather have them hit our honeypot than actually coming across, doing their own thing. Like this guy just came out of the woodwork. All I need to do is get a gun. He knows the recruiting station is, blow those guys away. So.
In Britain, I think the only way it's going to be dealt with is by getting in close with the community. So we need to have people in the mosques, which are liberal and whatever. I mean, that seems to be where people are getting radicalised in this country.
I was going to say.
They go to the mosque, and it's not the mosques themselves; it's groups within the mosque. So
Mhm.
it doesn't even necessarily need to be attached to the mosque. It can just be somebody attending them that then picks people out, new people out come in, and then they get a check, and if they're okay, then they get approached. You see what I mean? So it's very difficult, but the only way really is to have inside information and have people from the inside telling you that
Infiltrate.
somebody's going rogue.
I believe that to be the solution, period. You've got to get the information from the source. You can't, I mean, a honeypot would take them out a few at a time, but if you want to make it end, you got to infiltrate these people and find out what makes them go.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get it to end. I mean, what's the chances of getting the Christian? What's the chances of getting the Christian right to stop their nonsense?
Well, I'm part of the Christian right, but I'm not. I don't include my. Well, it's in my worldview.
I heard somebody tried to build an ark.
That's, you know, that's my right.
Yeah, sure. And it's not going to stop, right? No one can take that right away from you, just like no one can take the right away from these guys.
And I never.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard, but
I was trying to finish
that's the bottom line.
Wait, hold on, I don't know if you guys
Beg your
hear
pardon.
each other. Let's not go off too much off topic, but what were you going to say, Gary?
I was actually agreeing with the man and saying that, yeah, we can't get it to stop, but we can get it to be a little bit more acceptable. And if you know how somebody is thinking and all of that, it's a little easier to try to undermine them and make some changes in the community in general.
Okay, I was listening to some news reports yesterday, and one of the things they were now suggesting, because, I mean, whatever happens after one of these incidents happens, there's instant reaction. I mean, they have police all over, different recruiting stations, especially in New York and Chicago. And some are now even talking metal detectors to get into the recruiting stations.
Please.
Yeah, I mean,
Israel.
these are the kinds of things, yeah, they're talking about. Now, and someone was bringing up, how come the military are not armed? You know, even on the military bases in the United States, right? Only the MPs are armed, and the recruiters are not armed. So they were talking about that as well.
Yeah, only the MPs have guns.
So how would you feel about having them being able to be armed? Even though they were suggesting this, in this case, it wouldn't have mattered if they had a metal detector.
No, they were.
Or if they were armed, because they shot from the outside.
Right, they were surprised. I would let them be armed with at least a sidearm. I'm fine with that. I can walk around on the street with a sidearm. I don't know why they.
Dude, the reason we have this sort of gun violence today is because there's too many guns.
You are so wrong.
I'm so right. I mean, we have a totally saturated society. That's why we're having all this violence.
So
Are you
wrong.
serious? I think you're just trying to provoke an argument about it.
There are too many
So,
guns.
brother, you don't think these recruiting stations, they shouldn't be able to have a gun?
Oh my God! I mean, everything needs to be a gun now. That is the solution. mean, we're on American soil. I mean, these are stories that would have absolutely been fantasy 30 years ago, but now are easily facilitated because there's easy access to guns, man. Even a freaking nutball who wants to follow his religious precepts has access to a gun to take it out on our own guys here in America. It's ridiculous.
But Bunto, it was even easier to get a gun 30 years ago. You could order it from the Sears catalog.
Did we have? I don't think we had 10 times as many guns as we did 30 years ago.
We have more people.
It would seem to be for me at least back in high school, learning about shit that went on back in the day, whether it be the prohibition to whatever, that guns was just as easily accessible as it was back then as they are today, if not heightened today. I mean, compared to other countries that had more restrictive gun laws, pretty much guns was able to just fall into our country. So, I mean, compared to other countries, no. We've always had guns flying in and out of here, and it probably got worse these days.
Interesting to note that there are a few countries that have heavily armed police forces, and quite a lot of guns in the population, and yet don't have nearly. It seems to me to come down to controlling controlling gun numbers in the general population.
We're talking like Israel.
No, I was thinking of France actually.
To get a gun in Israel than it is here, and each.
I was thinking of France.
One of each. A handgun and a long gun. They can't own collections like we can.
Eventually, the gun nuts want to turn us into Israel. Checkpoints. Everybody walking around armed.
Well, it will be interesting to find out if this guy had a legal gun or illegal gun, was he registered or not. But you make the point, Bunto, of things changing over the past 20, 30 years. You know, the way I see it, we're a lot, you know, in the United States is a big cause of a lot of problems in the Middle East. And I think that's spurred on, you know, a lot of terrorism.
I won't disagree, but I mean, it's sort of like we know
I'm
there's
not
various
saying
causes
I'm not
for
trying to justify
retribution
what
that
they're
can.
doing.
Our civilized society, there's various reasons that they can come up with to say that we should be punished, you know. But the thing is that they have access to a gun so easily that they can actually be lethal about their grievance against us. That's the trouble.
I doubt that's the trouble.
But so many people have guns that.
I mean, you can just
Don't
get over
kill
that, dude. You can just get over that. They're not going away. It's all right. That's why we're here. No one's taking that away. So get used to it.
Nobody's talking about
the same thing
taking it
about
away.
slavery.
I haven't heard one person talk about taking it away, William.
Really, you didn't hear?
I've been
Monte
paying
say there's
attention.
too damn many
William, I just said that, and you asked me what I heard. Obviously, I didn't hear that because it hasn't been said, at least from what I've heard. So don't ask me that.
He's simply saying to control them better.
It's really.
Thank you. Yeah, really. So cut the shit, William. That's what you did yesterday. Exactly.
You guys gotta relax. Come on.
I will also say that the more you control them and the harder you make them, the more criminals you make. I mean, these people who own the guns, they're checked out. I've been checked out so many. I even used to sell them. I've been checked out ridiculously.
You know what? There's not a simple solution. This is a problem. Obviously, there needs to be some sort of compromises.
No.
And if there's, sorry, no.
No.
Then fuck you, William.
No, I think
Then
there's.
fuck you, William. Seriously. If you can't,
No,
if
no,
you
fuck
can't
me,
even
man.
consider,
No.
if you can't even consider an alternative to the world being in the model that you want it to be, and you're that inflexible to the extreme that you are constantly, then you're the problem.
Oh, fuck me then.
Yeah. It's ridiculous that
Once
there's
again-
excuse me. It's ridiculous that when anybody ever
I
tries
will say
to
that-
identify a solution
Wait
or
till his
a way of
butthurt-
improving and minimizing the unnecessary loss of life by gun accidents and the prevalence of guns, and all you can do is talk
Right.
about how it affects you,
Yeah.
but it doesn't at all because you
Yeah.
can still have your guns.
Yeah.
Then you're the problem.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let me
And you
get
can
this
be
straight.
and you can be
I wanted
snarky
to-
about it.
Hold on.
I wanted
And
to
you
add
can be
something.
snarky about it, and that
Wait,
doesn't
hold
make
on.
you not
Hello,
the problem.
Eric. Hello. Yeah.
Hey,
hold on. So Eric, let me ask you. You're gonna say if you had no guns, all right, even if you had complete gun control here, you and you don't think this guy would have just got a gun anyway and did what he wanted to do anyway? You think it would have prevented?
You're asking me a
him from
question that has nothing to do with how I feel about the subject. Literally, it has nothing to do with my views on this topic.
So what's
I have not said taking anybody's guns away or not letting guns be available.
What are you saying exactly then?
That there needs to be greater accountability. There's not a simple template that's going to solve a problem, but to do nothing and continue in a direction where there's loss of life it's unnecessary, where I think there's an irrational fear, and people feel the need to have so many guns, so much force at their fingertips.
My point is that no matter how much gun control you would have, somebody who wants to get a gun illegally and kill people will do so, no matter how much gun control.
You know what? If it saves a life, if there's a compromise out there that saves some lives, yet there's still going to be some people that are gonna find a way. It's an improvement.
Okay.
It's not.
Can I have a quick 30 seconds before I get out of here?
Go ahead, Bunt. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Bunt.
Okay. The ostensible reason why we have guns in our society is the Second Amendment. Could we agree on that? That we have a right.
The reason that we have guns is the Second Amendment.
Well, no, these type of guns are, assault rifles and handguns, is that they want to have some sort of remedy against tyranny, a tyrannical government, right?
I get that. Yeah.
A militia. All right. But the thing is, like Eric has indicated, these guns are being used against the civilian populace. They're not used against any tyranny, right, Eric? I mean, they are inflicting damage on us, the body of society.
Yeah, we're also
that. I mean, their reason of saying, well, we need to have guns. Brother John's thing that if you had proper gun control, couldn't somebody get a gun and wipe us out? The thing is that, well, what does proper gun control look like, right, Eric? I mean, here's a guy who has a grievance against their own guys, just gets a gun and goes to a recruiting station, knocks off 4 people.
Yeah, because I'm sorry.
What does gun control look like?
It's the cliche that you hear, and I think it's true that guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Exactly.
Okay. But why not have any kind of
So if I have an easier way, an easier method to kill somebody that's going to make somebody more inclined to kill somebody.
Okay, listen. Okay, I'll take that one on. Give this guy a sword any day of the week. Give this guy a freaking fork any day of the week, not whatever weapon he used to wipe out our own guys.
And again, I think we're avoiding the issue. I don't think this is the issue, that there's always going to be somebody that can do this. We know that's accepted. I think you're right. There's going to be somebody that can cause damage if they want to.
So
there's ways, I think, of protecting the people from it being overly convenient to do that.
Why do I have to?
Let dudes speak. Dude's been real patient here. You even wrote in the side chat. Let beautiful reality speak, please.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Beautiful, and then William. Wait, hold on. Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, and then William. Go ahead.
Yep.
Thanks, Bunto, for coming by.
What I wanted to say was, no, there is a simple solution, and it's been proven for centuries at this point. Canada has a very decent solution, which is demonstrable. It's demonstrably the case that if you make it more tighter restrictions on gun laws and accessibility to people to be able to, to get these guns, you'll have less gun deaths. Now, America doesn't have such gun laws. I mean, the things we have is, make sure you're 18 plus, make sure you're licensed, yada, 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 yada. But you still have the very nature of, certain governments and how they want to be operated, what motivates them. And, I mean, let's all face facts here. We got the whole CIA operatives, working with contraband back then, into the country. We know about that shit. We have that kind of stuff. That's the problem. The main problem is a government that's not willing to change because there is a particular outcome that they will hope to bring forth. So, I mean, again, we compare candidates all about being social beings and helping one another. That, you know, I kind of admire a lot of their. Yes, some people might disagree with certain politics or whatever, but we can't deny what works. We can also bring up Sweden with the same similar type situations. But then you put us on the chopping block here. We fail in a lot of these departments because we have lack of, you know, restrictions on certain things, and guns is one of them. So yeah, no, the easy answer is restrict guns.
Now,
Period.
now, okay. Before William goes, wait, hold on. Before William goes, the thing is here, and I'm, you know, of course, how someone or a group of people react to a situation is, yes, the responsibility is on them. But at the same time, Alex, the Canada's not going into countries, right, and taking, you know,
That's my point.
You know what I'm saying?
And I was mentioning that's the part I was talking about when I was when I mentioned that it depends on the government and what they are motivated by. That kind of falls under that.
Sure. Go ahead, William. I know you've been patient.
Gary all the time.
Gary can go. He was waiting. Let Gary
sorry. Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead, William.
At the time to say what I was going to say all those times is past. Sorry, I don't have anything to say.
Okay, sorry, but, you know, this is a very passionate issue. I get people passionate about this thing.
All right, well, I'll address what Bunto said. And Bunto seems to think that the right to bear arms comes from the Second Amendment. That's not true. The Second Amendment and all the amendments nearly, they merely just enumerate the rights that are already certain and unalienable. So it's not something that is granted to us by a document. It's intrinsic.
Yes, it is.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. Hold on.
Can you explain a little further, please? I'm not sure what you
I will
mean by
after.
that.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, I meant William. I meant him.
Are you asking me where rights come from?
Sorry.
I'm trying to figure out how.
Let William finish. Go ahead, William.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Let him finish the question he's asking me, and then I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure out exactly what do you mean by that we didn't create the rights here. How did we come about them if we didn't create them?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that all men are equal?
Depends on what you mean.
I mean, am I superior to you?
Depends on the situation.
Okay, so my opinion is greater than yours. My opinion can possibly be greater than yours.
It depends on the situation. So, like, let's say if you know something, if you're more knowledgeable in a particular topic and I'm not, then in that particular topic.
No, I'm not talking about superior knowledge.
Your opinion would be valued more.
I'm talking about your value.
No, I didn't say. I'm just using an example. Like, if for example, there is a particular topic that I am unaware of, but you are knowledgeable in, then I will value your opinion better than my own, being that I wouldn't have.
Well, let me ask you this, Alex. Should William's opinion be greater than yours because he's white?
No.
If I was white, that would matter.
No. Opinions. The validity of someone's opinion shouldn't matter on race or creed, sex, or whatever, or religion. That shouldn't matter whatsoever.
Well, what we're talking about is like value. Do you own your body?
Yes.
Okay, so you have rights concerning your body because rights kind of come from property. You were born into this world with property. You're a property holder, and that's your body. All right, I don't have a right to mess with your body, do I? I can't come over and enslave you. I can't come over and extort you because I'm going to be using force no matter what I do to you there. Okay. Now, if you have the right to your body, you also have. I don't have any greater right to your body. You don't have a right to my body, and we can expand this to all of our property. Okay, all right. So your opinion, your intellectual property is even equal to mine on all levels. All right. I cannot.
That
Since there's
depends
no
on the
greater. You're an
situation.
atheist, right? You're an atheist, right?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So then, of all of mankind, there is no greater authority on this planet than mankind, right, or anywhere else. As far as we know, we are the highest of the high when it comes to our species and on this planet, to our knowledge.
Sure.
Okay.
I accept that.
All right. Well, if all of us here are pretty much of the same value and have rights that are just part of being human and being born here, then anything that I do to force you, force my opinion on you, would suggest that I have some ownership or some superiority, over you. All right. If I get together with a bunch of my friends and we say, Alex is cool and everything, but I just don't like the way he lives his life. We're gonna address the way he lives his life. No, he's not hurting anybody, but he's prepared to defend himself even using violence, and we don't agree with that. Even if it's his body he's protecting. Okay.
Well, it depends
So we're
on the
gonna tell
situation
him
too, because that could be a very positive situation if I, let's say, was abusing drugs or something.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I own my body and everything, in that scenario, that form of judgment and actions would be beneficial.
Okay,
for
so
both.
you smoke weed?
Yes.
Okay, now let's say a group of guys that think that smoking weed, let's say they're religious, they believe that smoking weed is dangerous and that it's it's the devil's kind of thing, and they're going to tell you that that's dangerous and you can't own a firearm or even a butter knife if you're going to be doing that kind of stuff. All right.
Sure.
Well, their opinion is no greater than yours. It doesn't matter how many of them there are. Now, there is intrinsic danger when it comes to, defending your point against a group of people. But the point is, it doesn't matter how many of them get together. None of their opinions are more important than yours. And yes, they can physically use violence against you to either take your weed, take your weapon, or even imprison you or cage you. But the point is, they don't have the right. They can't get a greater authority than what we all have, and that's equal. So
well, they certainly have the right to try, but I mean
right.
For
But
the
you
most
have
part,
the right to defend you. You have the right to tell them, "Fuck off! It's your weed. You can do what you want."
Right.
As long as I'm not hurting you, you got to back the fuck up.
Or I can present them the facts and evidence that support my
I said they were
opinion
religious people.
Okay.
I knew you'd get a laugh out of that. Okay, so they're religious people.
Fair enough.
What I'm saying is, you need to have the.
I just assumed that maybe they were just also rational thinking people as well. I wasn't just.
They might not be. They might not be. They might
Fair
be
enough.
Allahu Akbar all the way to the chopping block. So
fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm just saying, here we under this common law that we have, this understanding. I won't use the term social contract. I don't buy that, but this understanding of the common law that I don't hurt you, you don't hurt me. I'm going to be honest in my dealings. I won't mess with your property. You don't mess with mine. We just kind of get that. We know that these things are good and right. So, okay, so under that, you're recognized to be equal to me. Now, if I try to exude a greater power over you, you should check me. You should check me. And I can't ask anyone else to do it for me either, to take something away from you. And that includes the responsibility that comes with owning a gun. Now, if everyone else if this is a gun issue and everyone else has the same right, then if you get out of line, you know that the responsibility that comes with that gun is use it careful or somebody will put your ass down. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, really. So, I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. If you got a guy on drugs, maybe it's not a dangerous drug, but maybe it is. If he gets,
William, can I ask you a question?
Sure, I've been talking a long time.
If you own a car, you own a bottle of booze. Should there be no laws against drunk driving? Does there need to be something, an event that occurs?
No, I don't.
There's harm done prior to setting standards so that there isn't unnecessary destruction occurring?
I think that you should be able to be detained. I'm sorry, Gary, go ahead.
Let me take this one.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
As William has explained, there are things that we expect you to do in a society, right? And
Mhm.
a sane person or a person who thought straight wouldn't drink and drive. I don't
Oh
drink,
my God.
but I drink.
That is, you know what?
And
You
you're
guys-
trying to equate this with the gun.
If I want to equate something with a gun, I'll equate something with a gun. Please
Yeah,
don't tell me what I'm trying
Wait,
to do.
let Gary finish what he's saying.
No, William,
Well,
I'm not talking to you at this point.
Let Gary finish his point on Gary, and then respond. Thank you. Yeah, Gary.
Now, to get back, I want to say something. If we have too many guns, why aren't we leading the world in gun accidents per capita?
Huh?
Come on, the FBI even has us at fourth.
Can you repeat that question?
I said, if it's so bad here and so good, there are places with more restrictions on guns, like Australia, ahead of us.
No, it isn't. Australia has almost no guns at this point.
Come on, I have
they've,
friends that
I'll
live
show you
down
the
there.
statistics. I'll show you the statistics. I won't just spew it. I will
I
find
mean,
the
well,
statistics.
you can
show
also
you statistics.
you can also use Sweden. Sweden is also a good example.
Isn't it Sweden where everybody's in the army and has a machine gun under their bed?
No.
Not at all.
Must be the Swiss. I don't know. I can't remember. But everybody in.
That's like the polar opposite.
No, I'm saying that, and I know geographically it's like polar opposite.
I think it might be Norway, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
all armed, but none of them are allowed bullets or something like that.
Oh, I don't think that's.
It's also in their homes, by the way.
Yeah, and they have to keep their weapon locked in their homes, and they're not allowed ammunition.
Yeah, see,
But
restrictive.
they
A lot of-
everybody has to do conscription. Yeah, that's the reason.
That's-
Everybody has to be
that's-
trained in a firearm.
And I'm sorry, I didn't realize all the rest of it.
Although I believe there is a way to avoid it. You can do civil service instead of conscription if you choose.
You know, what's funny is a lot of times when I talk about restrictive gun laws, a lot of people just take it as take the guns away.
No,
And it's like, no, I want hurdles to be. I need people that don't deserve guns really make it hard for them to not own one. You see what I mean? So like, if let's say you're a citizen and you're a tax-paying, working individual that perhaps have a clean or very minuscule criminal record, something that's not gonna raise any eyebrows. And let's say you go through the steps of owning a gun and you get one. But if you're a criminal that's known for robberies and murder, number one, you're probably already behind bars. But let's say if you you're not, and you're not gonna, it's not gonna be easy for you to grab a gun. Now I know a lot of people say, well, the answer, Alex, is the whole back alley thing. In that case, I wouldn't really know what to, do as far as fixing that problem. But
that's the point.
yeah,
That's my point. You can't make it better by making it harder for the people that you could trust to get a gun and make it easier.
But the people that we trust to have a gun
let me finish!
probably wouldn't be affected by
Let me
that.
finish!
Don't pay the troll toll, Gary.
It's not a troll toll.
Shut the fuck up!
What I just
Shut
said
the
is not
fuck up!
trolling.
Shut
Okay.
the fuck up!
Okay. All right. I'm putting you both in your corner to cool off a little bit. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen here.
yeah, come on, Eric, man, let him talk.
He can finish, but I wasn't. I'm cool. I'm not angry. I
Mhm.
was just making a comment.
Yeah,
I don't know why he burst like that.
Let's wait till he finishes speaking, man, before you make comments. You
How
interrupted him.
come? That's weird. I thought I hid you.
There you go.
Well, go ahead.
Look, all I ever wanted to do was speaking, and if you'll not interrupt, if you did that in person, you'd still be considered an asshole.
You have
All right,
something to
listen.
say, Gary? Say it. Go ahead.
I don't have a problem with you saying it. I have a problem with you interrupting me.
Yeah, but now we're just talking about me interrupting. So go ahead back to your.
All right.
All right.
Let's move on, or else.
So I had mentioned something earlier, and it got.
You don't get to mention shit.
Okay.
So I was saying something earlier, and then it got distracted, and I wanted to get back to that. When we're talking about the ideal of people having the rights to their property, not seeing like somebody owning a car and a bottle of booze, should there not be a standard to prevent the destructiveness that occurs? We have drunk driving laws. To assume that people will be responsible obviously didn't work with that, because laws were put in place in response to it. So to me, that whole ideal comes into question of allowing people this freedom when it has an impact on innocent lives.
I have a question. William, you just posted that the law cannot infringe upon the right. What do you mean by that?
It's the supremacy clause of the Constitution. Any law that comes in contradiction to the supreme law is null and void, and it has no obligation to be obeyed or to be enforced. In operation, it's like it never existed. But you have to be able to present that in court when a color of law is used against, which is what any kind of restriction or infringement upon a right to bear arms or whatever. I mean, that was what you would use, and I understand, and that's why I'm kind of cool if things do go down, because even if I did get in trouble with the law, I know I can go to court and defend it. And there's a lot of yahoos that can't, and some of those yahoos may not need guns. But I think if you're going to own guns, you need to be responsible enough to do your research and find out, in case your right is violated, how to defend it.
Right. Yep. All right. Thank you, man. All right. Everyone's done talking.
William, did you want to add anything? I'd like to move on to another topic. Any final thoughts, William?
No, everybody knows how I feel. I mean, infringement is infringement, and I won't suffer it.
I might do the podcast today, so if I do, I might be closing this down and starting the show in like now. So,
did anybody?
I'll take off.
Yeah, I'll take off. Yeah. Anybody see this video from yesterday?
I couldn't hear you, Roger.
I said, did anybody see this video from yesterday?
No, this is what I've been looking forward to. I want to hear about this one.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me. I definitely want to play part of this video. Yeah, this guy comes into the store. Look, he's gonna rob the place. This fireman, ex-Marine, takes his ass down.
The choke and ground and pound. Give him that business, man. Give him the business.
There you go.
And held him down till the police came.
That's how you do.
He was too polite.
Oh, the cop was already on their way.
Well, the kid was just turned his back to him.
Yep. Go ahead.
I mean, that's amazing that he was that dumb to do that. The guy's twice as big as him.
What's funny is the cop was just sitting in the squad car outside eating donuts and coffee and
he was already out there. Like, what the?
Was he already out there? The cop?
He had to.
He was probably.
He got in there.
Nobody knows.
His donuts. He was in the back aisle.
But I gotta, you know what I find funny is this guy here, he comes up to him, he's like, yeah, move over, buddy. This guy's twice his size.
he disregarded him because he's an elder gentleman. That was his mistake.
He doesn't even look that old. He doesn't look that old at all.
All white men doesn't look like that.
Yeah. But he disregarded the man disposition because he's an older gentleman and just disregarded him as a threat. And that was his big mistake. Went and proceeded and turned his back to him. Didn't realize the man was a Marine.
Got that choke thrown on him.
Got more
He's like,
muscle in his
move
upper
over.
body.
I got a place to rob here.
He got more muscle in his upper body than the boy has his whole body. And it's
But this guy, I mean, the Marine, he took precautions. Look, he looks on the side to see if he has a weapon. You know, and then boom.
Anaconda squeeze.
That was like an alligator roll right there.
Yeah, he put him on his face, boy.
You should have face planted his face in the counter. It's fucked up. Man.
The cop probably is just looking at him like, what the hell?
What's all that noise over there? He has to be right outside the door. He has to be.
Yeah, he has to be around the area because he just comes right in.
Well, it looks like it was maybe edited here. It looks like.
Oh,
so
you think maybe edited?
I don't know.
Probably. Let's see.
It might be.
Because that'd be pointless. Because it would have took
a different angle there. So I don't know.
If that guy walked past the cop to get in there to rob the place, then he deserved all of that shit that he just got. He deserved all that.
Yeah, he deserved it. That's I think I'm too lazy to rob a store. You know,
you might have to run and shit afterwards. And
I got asthma. I got like.
At least it's got there. He didn't have to put his fucking knee in his back, right? He's like,
no, he
had him on his stay down, you know.
Yeah. That guy, the fireman took him down in a very gentle way compared to getting tased and probably stomped right there in the middle of the fucking floor.
Cops pull that shit on 12-year-old black kids, boy. Black kids be like, "What? Why you need a gun or something?" He's being assertive.
Cops are out of fucking control. But like, if we just start doing the job for them like this guy did. They're happy to apparently come up and clean up the mess. Yeah, thanks.
Citizen arrest.
Yeah, that was a citizen slam. That's what I'm gonna call that, the citizen slam.
Senior citizens.
Dude, he's not that old. Look at him. He's not that fucking old.
Yeah, that guy could be like he could be like 30 years old. He doesn't look old at all.
I'm telling you, it's just
he's pretty young.
It's because he's kind of pale. He looks older. You know, he does. What's up, Tommy?
Hey everybody! How you doing today?
What's up?
What happening? What is happening?
What's up, Tommy?
Simon Dong, good to see you, sir.
Hi, St. Tommy. Hi, St. Tommy.
Yeah, that's definitely
good to see you today.
Hey, Tommy. That's definitely the dumbass of the week. That guy right there. You know?
Yeah, well, he deserved that slam. He deserved it.
Bro, I was hoping I'd see some like porno tabs on your thing, but I didn't see anything. You disappoint me, man.
What are you really suggesting there? Bro, why aren't you looking at me naked, dude? Everyone should, dude.
I'm tired of people Googling me naked.
Hey, Michael Ann, good to see you.
How was it this morning?
Good hair
quite
day.
well.
Good hair day, yes.
Peachy King. You know what I mean?
Bean, jelly bean.
Yeah. I'll go on. I only have about a half an hour, then I have to get going. I'll leave it with you guys. But
Rojo, is that a cat on your profile picture? Like, is that a spotted cat, black and white?
Sorry?
Is that a cat in your picture?
A cat?
Yes.
Where do you see? Where do you see a cat?
That's an enlightened Brother John critter. Yes.
That's me from Halloween, as Yin Yang Man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's a crime fighter, man. Don't make fun of him. He deals with things very balanced. He's very balanced in his approach to crime fighting.
Are you evolved from a cat, Brother John? So that's my next question.
Yeah, sometimes I'm called a pussy.
You are what you eat, John. You are what you eat.
I'd never call you that.
Welcome to the Bowery.
I seriously thought maybe you were trying to be a cat in that picture, but that's not a cat clip.
No, not a cat. Come on. Are you stoned, Alex?
Not even, which is the shocking part. But Like in a couple of minutes, yes, because I'm gonna be starting the show pretty soon. So,
Podcast.
yep, I'm gonna be doing that pretty soon.
Will there be helicoptering?
Probably. Wait, that depends on what you're talking about.
No, okay.
To clarify, what the fuck is helicoptering?
Because
that's when Brett Keane comes on and attracts, people to expose their genitals.
Okay.
Has he tried that?
Is this a thing? Is this going on? Holy shit!
Every show Brett Keane has, he talks about helicoptering and how people come on and show their genitals. And how it
because he knows I ain't got no
He
problem
needs
doing
viewers bad, doesn't he? He needs some viewers.
man, it's one way to get them, One way to get them.
18 Plus is my show anyway. I ain't got no problem doing that if it was legal.
Well, of course not.
Okay, all right. You guys, unbelievable.
This is not the forum to do
Yes,
such
it's not the
things.
forum for the drama of saved up for
Do
after.
such things.
Welfare,
'Cause
yeah.
if you want a helicopter, I give him a damn helicopter.
Good God.
I lift off the ground with this bitch. I'm telling you.
I don't know if you guys saw this story. Sad, little bit, another sad news. A Hindu-Muslim couple slit each other's throats right in Taj Mahal.
Oh.
Yeah, part of a suicide pact. The couple were forbidden to marry because of their different backgrounds, and they decided to slit their own throats right at the monument, the Taj Mahal. Pretty sad news.
Mm.
Now the Taj Mahal is a funeral parlor. Is that right? Wasn't it built?
No, and we're not talking about the casino in New Jersey either.
Oh, okay.
That'll change.
Yeah, no, that is jacked up. I mean, there's people to this day that tells me that, there's what kind of harm could religion bring? Well, that shit, that and the fact that you have children flogging themselves, you know what I mean, with whips, with blades and broken glass and stuff at the end of it. That's the harm of religion. That kind of thinking, that kind of action, the killing each other right in the damn mosque type bullshit,
Dogs, cats living together. Damn, it's horrible out there.
Goddamn dogs and cats.
God damn it.
Yeah, I see you guys.
What's that?
I see you guys. I'm gonna start the podcast.
All right.
See you later.
Bye. See you later.
Take care.
Hey, Alex, provide a link to the podcast. Oh, he's gone.
Just go to his page, dude. The Beautiful Reality. You can get a link.
Oh, excuse me.
Hey,
You're
Ermine.
mean.
Hello.
Are you going swimming?
Wasn't planning on it, but I probably should.
Yeah. I'm just trying to motivate you, that's all.
I appreciate it.
Today's going to be the warmest day so far this summer in Chicago, I think. Finally.
Sweet home. Hey, when we playing some music, William?
Hey, that guy talks
Man,
funny.
we can do that whenever you want to.
Yeah, soon, man. I miss that. I've missed a couple of Thursdays, and
That guy Simon talks funny.
I haven't been able to get a good sound on this mic yet. It's still kind of bad.
nah.
But I mean, I like pretending that I'm playing while you're actually doing all the work.
I got conkers now. I can join you.
Hey, brilliant.
What is a conga? Is it like a small drum?
I got a tambourine.
There you go.
Is it green?
Hey, welcome in.
Good jam session going.
Yeah, how you getting on with the congas there, brother?
Cool. I mean, I only had them a day.
Uh-huh.
My wife came in and she saw them and she got on the bongos. The congas came with the bongos. So
Yeah.
we were jamming a little bit together. Yeah.
What are congas, though?
That's
what
really good.
actually are they?
That's correct.
How do you describe? They're like couple feet high, usually a pair. Ricky Ricardo, you know Ricky Ricardo?
Okay, I got it. So there, it's like a standing bongo drum.
Right.
It's like a longer
Right.
than a bongo drum.
I got some spoons.
There you go.
I can sing. Feelings! Whoa! Feelings! I know, I can belt it out. I'm like a song.
Damn, that's
Damn.
good.
Thank you.
That was a hair short of Ethel Merman.
Everything's
Don't need a
coming up roses.
Don't need to fix your speakers. Giving a poor boy hope.
Sorry. I really get inspired sometimes.
Well,
Gonna have the whole world on a
McDonald's
plate.
franchises are reporting. Apparently, the franchisees are reporting a slump in sales. Even though I don't feel bad for McDonald's at all. Bunch of crap food. Yeah. So yeah, there seems.
Where did McDonald's start? Where was the first
know.
McDonald's?
Excuse me.
Oh god, the 50s, I think, wasn't it? Or 40s, late 40s.
Yeah, it was in Des Plaines. The McDonald's, I think it's the McDonald's brothers, where they started a shake stand, and eventually it was bought and turned into something else. But it was in Des Plaines, Illinois, and the original McDonald's is still there. But it's it's not working. You know, it's just standing there.
Yeah, well, they went to close it and they make it a museum, wouldn't they?
I think it was
Well, I don't think you can go in. It's just sort of there. It's weird.
East Hell. Is that where they started? No.
No, Des Plaines,
What do
Illinois.
you think is the reason for their slumping sales? I mean, they're one of the cheapest places to go. Is it people you think are being more health conscious?
I don't think it's that cheap anymore. It's not like it used to be.
That's it.
If you gotta poop, there's a McDonald's. You know, I'm thankful for them. If it's an emergency, you know. Yeah.
Good point. Good point. Link in the side there for you, brother John.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Des Plaines, like Fantasy Island. It was okay.
Thank you, sir.
The Plains, Des Plaines, McDonald's, Des Plaines. Just shut up now. Or I'll sing. I'll just shut up.
You were doing so well.
So what do you think it is? Is what people can't afford to go to McDonald's, or they're more health conscious, or they just got bad rap now?
I mean, yeah, like, do you really think about being seen going into a McDonald's by people you know, and then, like being in there eating and having them come in and go, oh, you eat here? I was just picking up something for the kids. I don't eat here either. I mean, I'm just, there's that weird, awkward denial phase. Terrible, terrible.
One of the things they do have is that, back in when I was younger, actually it wasn't that unhealthy to eat there. It seems to have become cheaper and cheaper. The food's got worse and worse. And there's a kind of hangover from that, really, because they're a massive corporation that has kind of changed their product on people without telling them.
Well, competition, too. There's more competition.
Yeah, good point.
Better alternatives.
So that kind of worries me. That worries me a lot. The fact that they're providing meat that cheap does worry me.
Oh, I thought you were saying the fact that they're not making as much profit. I'm like,
that's just to be expected as property prices rise. As overheads come higher and higher, then the profit margins will go down. Can't be helped in a mature economy.
Giving people a living wage.
I like their McMuffin.
Yeah.
They're 2-for-1 McMuffin deals.
I don't like McMuffins. I used to like their dollar iced tea. Get it half cut. That was a good one.
you know that stuff's not really food. You know it when you go in there. They're the appropriate place to point the term junk food. If you can have a burger like that you dropped accidentally, you know, when you were in your teens in the back of your mom's car, and then after she passes away and you inherit it, you find it, and it still looks just like it did when you dropped it. It's not food. You've seen the experiments done on this food, all the, you know, time-lapse videos of it not rotting.
Yeah.
Yeah, cockroaches decline it, you know.
Yeah, ice cream not melting.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. There's no dairy in their milkshakes. Literally,
Right.
nothing is dairy. Zero.
Mhm.
It's a scary place.
Dairy free? No, they have to be some kind of dairy because if I eat some of it, I'll get sick.
Do you know that they have a specific, like a lot of restaurants, they order from mainstream, like in the United States, mainstream distributors like U.S. Foods and
Cisco.
stuff like that. Yeah, but then you've got McDonald's. They have their own deal. They have their own distributors, their own products, and I mean, you get paid if you work there. Even the warehouse people, the work in the freezer, get paid a shit ton. But, I mean, it's because it's their own products. I mean, they don't get any, McDonald's doesn't have any outside deliveries from any other local or publicly used companies.
Sure they do. Cisco. Cisco, they do have, I know what you're saying. But there's, I don't know if it's food product. It might just be.
It's more like sanitation stuff and things like that. Yeah. What they get, all their food stuff comes from I could look it up, I guess, but it's a specific provider.
I don't think that's a bad thing, though.
It is when your food is not food, and nobody knows what it is, and it's not accessible to any FDA regulations the way, or at least the way that all these other places are thoroughly examined on a regular basis. They're easier to overlook when it's just a single provider.
Once I saw that I could use McDonald's French fries as candles, that pretty much was like, yeah.
Holy crap! What are you saying?
Yeah, is
that real?
Yeah, go get a fry and light it, put a match to it, and that sucker will be like a candle because of all the fucking oil that's in there.
No, I'm a prepper. I could be like, I just found a new way to
there you go.
Survive when the shit hits the fan. I just gotta stock up on McDonald's fries.
Uh-huh.
We've found a new energy source.
That's it, McDonald's. I'm going to, I got one last kind of funny story I'm going to end the broadcast with. There you go. You see that?
No.
Oak Cliff, I don't even know where this is. Oh, in Dallas? They started, they were selling Trump piñatas.
What?
And they're actually flying off the shelf.
With
Gotta
little
be kidding.
Yeah. Oh, sells out of Trump piñatas. I thought that's kind of funny. Look at that thing.
And it's funny because he's one of the main contributors to Hillary's Clinton Foundation.
Yeah. Really?
Yes, sir, he is. I believe this year alone he gave $100 grand. He's just there as a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
He's just there. They need to take the heat off of Hillary. She's got nothing to bring to the table. They still need to choke her for Benghazi. He's in a pickle, so we need a little clown act.
There you go.
He makes a great pinata.
He works well.
Look at that. Look at that flying hair. Look at that.
He really gets my hackles up. He really does. When he talks, boy, he's just something else.
Wow.
Who are we talking about?
Donald Trump.
Oh, he upsets you?
It's just his style. You know what? I don't even have to hear the words. It's just him.
It's
I
his
just
hair.
don't like him.
It's always
It's
been
just his whole distressed facial expression and arrogance. You know, it's just.
I never really understood why he got so popular, through the 80s and 90s. Everybody, I mean, he's on TV all the time, but he doesn't have this personality that seems to justify that.
Greed.
He has a great
Greed
star
is
machine.
the answer.
Yeah, he's a great
Greed is the
marketer.
answer.
He's a great marketer too.
Oh,
He really is.
He's a greedy fuckwit, and everybody likes greedy fuckwits, especially in the 80s.
Well, he's
Well,
kind of a
yeah,
train
that
wreck.
was the '80s though, like all the way through. That and like pastel colors, I think, was the '80s.
You know, Anna Nicole Smith had her own TV show and was really popular. Yet she was
That
like
wasn't-
semi-coherent at best. People like a train wreck. People like to get their hackles up.
I'll tell you,
I-
it was really great in Atlantic City, and you had Steve Wynn in town, you had Donald Trump in town, and these two went at it like divorcing couples. And it was the bigger the better, and who could outdo who. And I think at one point they were both bidding on a property, and it literally came to fisticuffs. And finally Steve Wynn pulled out of Atlantic City and said, I can't do this asshole anymore.
You know that Trump can't ever be president, right? Because he says what he thinks.
No, anybody-
That's not going to work.
Yes.
It's that I think it's that he says what he thinks, and what he thinks is really messed up.
Dude, what I'm saying is what they all think is messed up, but they'll say whatever they need to keep you, clapping for them.
Exactly. Where does reality start?
Let me know if you find it. I'm still groping.
Isn't that some kind of what we all do?
Yeah, but you were
though?
going to do that anyway.
That's true.
If you
Isn't
don't
that
mind,
kind
I
of what
just-
isn't that kind of what sales is?
Someone's just put in the link outside. I think I'm sharing now. Am I? Am I sharing?
No, I can't see.
No. One.
Okay, let me try that again. Someone's just shared a Donald Trump. Oh, my computer. Oh, here we go. It's just taking time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, bobbleheads?
Butt plug. Oh my gosh.
I know somebody was
I can't actually see it yet. My computer hasn't caught up.
they were having a contest. If you
Yeah, but just shared this out in the external link.
Oh, Donald Trump butt plug. That's hilarious.
That's profane. I mean, nothing against butt plugs, but please.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Well, the teeth alone are gonna hurt.
Yeah. The hair. Stick it out like, oh my gosh. All right. Well, to the viewers out there, I put a link to.
That's hilarious.
If you want to come in,
shit.
if you want to come in for an off-air discussion, I put a link out there because I have to head out in about 10. Get ready in about 10 minutes.
And that's when it's going to get ugly, folks. It's going to get ugly.
Yeah, it's when it gets ugly. So if you like the ugly and the drama, come on in. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for coming out to this edition of the Morning Crow. And until next time.
Tune in next time to see us use a butt plug.